with a bonus book recommendation before our next episode this Friday. Today, I am recommending 52 Weeks of Wellbeing, a no-nonsense guide to fulfilling work life by Ryan Hopkins. I read this one a little while ago and it really has still stuck with me. I've taken a lot from this book. This is a self-help book in the more traditional sense. I love the idea of breaking it down into 52 weeks. So I read this over the course of 3 days and was a little overwhelmed because there's so many suggestions, and my always gut instinct is to just try to do it all at one time, which is not really the best way to go. So if you're interested in this book, I would highly suggest that if you're going to read it over a short period of time, maybe take notes so that you can try all these things over several weeks, maybe even a whole year. But I really loved the way Hopkins gave us practical things that we can start doing. Like, one of the things he really promotes heavily throughout the book is getting outside and getting fresh air. And I think that's something that we really don't think about much when we're stressed and we have a lot to do. We don't prioritize basic things that will make us feel better and make our lives better, such as getting outside. So whenever I do feel a little bit down, I think about this book and I think, I haven't been outside today. I haven't really taken a walk, and it does tend to help when I get outside and do that. And I know that seems like such an obvious thing, but I'm sure most of you can relate to the fact of when you get busy, the self-care is usually what we give up. And I think the thing I liked about this book is the fact that it was very practical things that we could do in a busy lifetime. He's not suggesting we go work out at the gym like 8 hours a day. That's not practical for all of us. He's suggesting that we try to get out and take a walk outside in the fresh air, maybe once a day when we can. I like that he really relates it to his life. He's giving you a little insight into how he has come up with these ideas and how he's applied them to his own life. So I think it gives you a better perspective of how you can also apply these things to your life. Some of these things are going to be easier than others, but I think most of them were very important. So when you're reading this one, I would highly suggest you have a journal to write some topics down with, or notebook. And also it could be a really fun experience to journal through this, to document your experience as you work through these ideas of creating wellness at the forefront as opposed to your work life, which is, I feel like, really only a problem here in the US. Maybe I'm wrong, but it does seem like we have a major problem with that here. And the idea being that you can still be awesome at your job while making yourself the focus. And I think that's a message a lot of us need to hear. And one of my favorite quotes from this book was, "Big doors swing on little hinges." He really is saying that, all these little steps really add up to big change. That making a big change is way harder than making a lot of little changes. So I love that idea. I love the way he goes through the book. I will say there are mentions of suicidal ideation, descriptions of struggling with mental health and eating issues, death of a loved one, self-image issues, like all of that kind of mental health struggle. So definitely keep that in mind if you want to pick this one up. But I highly recommend it. It is 52 Weeks of Wellbeing, a no-nonsense guide to a fulfilling work life by Ryan Hopkins. And this book is available now and would be perfect for a non-fiction pick for our book bingo. Thanks for tuning in to my mini-sode this week. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or recommendations, reach out to us on social media at Books and Bingos, or email us at booksandbingos@gmail.com. I'll be back with Amanda on Friday with more book picks. Happy reading!